Man, are we in the month of March already? Well, it's time to take a look at the books coming out this week, Wednesday, March 2nd, so I can tell you what I'm getting. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Now, if you love comics the way I love comics, consider subscribing to the channel. We do unboxings and hauls and videos like this one where I break down my pull list. This is the latest in the series that I like to call What I'm Getting, where I take a look at this week's releases. I tell you what's on the pull list, what's on the chopping block, and what's on the maybe list, things I'm going to make a game day decision on. It's a stacked week. It's an exciting week, and it's the first new comic book day in the month of March. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this list. I always like to start with the book I'm most excited for. First, a quick shout out to our sponsor, Ultimate Comics. Ultimate Comics is my LCS. They've got 4 locations in the Triangle area in North Carolina. So you can shop Ultimate Comics Raleigh, Durham, Cary, or inside the Crabtree Valley Mall. You've got comic books, graphic novels, Funko Pops, all sorts of collectibles and posters at every location. Something for everybody. So you should definitely hop into one of their stores. And just in case you're not local to this area, you can shop Ultimate Comics exclusives, ratio variants, incentives, all sorts of stuff on their website, ultimatecomics.com. Just tell them I sent you. And thanks so much to Ultimate Comics for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get into today's list because I'm very excited about these books. The book I'm most excited for this week, though, is Static Season 1, Issue number 6. Static Season 1, written by Vita Ayala, artwork by Nicholas Draper-Ivey. It's been a great series so far. And the last issue was action-packed, but it set us up for even more action. Like, I'm very much excited for this to end with a bang, or a series of bang babies, right? So we've got the teased return of the meta breed. I'm curious to see how this goes. And of course, we got to figure out how Static's going to escape from all the secret agents. And there's a lot to tie up. And it seems like there's just action from every side, whether you're a fan of the original series, whether you just jumped in just now, or even if you watched the animated series, there's something in this miniseries for everyone. And I'm very, very excited about it. So Static Season 1, Issue number 6 has a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. But also look out for that cover B by Nicholas Draper-Ivey. It's a wraparound cover, and it's dope. So check out for that. Check for that one. That's what you say. Check for that. Anyway, next up, since we're talking about Milestone and DC Comics, let's talk about the rest of my DC Comics pull list, starting with Batman issue 121. This issue brings us the finale of the Abyss storyline, and we're also going to get some more information about what Lex Luthor is trying to do with Batman Inc. Will he be successful? Will Batman be on board? Will Batman stop him? We got to figure all that out in this week's issue. There's also backup stories in Batman right now, and I haven't been reading them, so there's that. But this one's got a cover price of $4.99, and I'm just getting the cover A. Next up on my DC Comics pull list from the master, Tom Taylor, is Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 5. So Dark Knights of Steel is kind of like this Game of Thrones skin on top of the DC universe. It's characters you know, characters you're familiar with, but with variations, with things that are different about them. And the way the DC universe is working is like a bunch of medieval kingdoms. And so we're getting ready for an all-out world war, or at least a kingdom-wide war. There's like 3 different kingdoms preparing for war. This series has been really exciting. Every month that it comes out, or every week that it comes out, it's my favorite book of the week. I don't expect it to stop now. So Dark Knights of Steel number 5's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. And next up is Detective Comics, issue 1055. So Detective Comics is coming out weekly, and I can't lie, I've pretty much lost all the steam that I had going into this. I was like, oh, Mariko Tamaki's dope, Dan Mora's dope, but once they kind of switched over into this new era for the Shadow War, I believe that's what they're calling it. Is it the Shadow War? I feel like that's a whole different thing. But anyway, once they got into this weekly storyline, I'm just like, and I just kind of been chugging toward the finish line, but I've lost count. At this point, I'm literally just buying it for the covers and for the backup storyline. Now, the cover B here is by Lee Bermejo. Got a nice appearance of Batgirl. Loving that. So as long as Lee Bermejo's on variants, I'm probably not dropping the series because, I mean, it's Detective Comics after all. But this one's got a cover price of $5.99. I'm getting the cover B by Lee Bermejo. And next up is a series that was not on my pull list. Let's just show it up. This is Justice League Incarnate, number 5. So Justice League Incarnate is the basically the sequel to last year's miniseries called Infinite Frontier. It was a Darkseid centered storyline. We've got like a bunch of different multiversal DC heroes, namely Flashpoint Batman teamed up with Calvin Ellis Superman in Justice League, or in the Infinite Frontier series. And then Justice League Incarnate was supposed to be like a follow-up to that. Basically, these series are supposed to be leading into the Dark Crisis event. And I'm told that issue 4 had some very significant developments. So I went through and grabbed all the back issues because I just don't want to be like lost when Dark Crisis starts. So I'm going to have to go back and binge read this series. But issue 5 is out this week, and the fate of the DC universe rests on its shoulders. That's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm getting cover A. And the last book on my DC Comics pull list is definitely going to be the most fun read this week. This is Monkey Prince issue number 2. Monkey Prince by, I believe it's Jean Lin Yang, and I believe it's Jean Lin Yang that's writing it. And then it's written, or artwork is by Bernard Chang. This series is just fun. Like, so in the first issue, this kid basically gets turned into the Monkey Prince. But basically, I fell in love with the kid, Marcus, right? He's a sneakerhead. I mean, he's literally got the Dornbecker 3s, right? And they get stolen, and he's like trying to get them back. That's the first issue. He's got an irrational fear of Batman, or perhaps it's a rational fear of Batman. And that comes to a head in the last issue. And so we're going to pick up right where issue number 1 left off this week. Definitely a fun series. If you did not pick it up, if you didn't grab it, you can read it on DC Universe Infinite right now and see for yourself, and then jump to your shop on Wednesday or Tuesday if your shop sells your DC books on Tuesday, and pick up issue number 2 as well. That's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm getting cover A. And that's it for my DC Comics pull list. So if I just stick to that list, my DC Comics total is going to be $34. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's move on to the House of Ideas. Let's go to Marvel Comics and see what is up. Starting with The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 91, part 95 of the Beyond storyline. This is another series that I was all in on. I was loving this at the beginning of the Beyond saga, but books every week, just, I'm running out of steam. I'm running out of gas. I didn't read issue 89 or 90 yet. I'm just falling behind. I'm falling behind. And if I wasn't such a completist, this book would be off my pull list, just to be honest with you. Because next month, we're getting a brand new Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1 to start all over with. And I don't want to just like leave the run where it is. I want to finish it out. But that's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. Next up, this one's exciting. This is Black Panther issue number 4. So issue number 3 had all kinds of speculation, all kinds of hype, because there was the first appearance of a new character. Issue number 3 was the legacy number 200. So there were 3 stories. It was all pretty good. But in the main story, T'Challa was trying to regroup, trying to recover, trying to plot his next move. And he did so by going to Mars to see Storm and like just, you know, start planning from somewhere where his enemies can't reach him. Or at least he thinks they can't reach him. Well, apparently in issue number 4 coming out this week, they're coming for Shuri, That's just, the stakes are so much higher. Stakes is high, De La Soul. So I'm excited to see how this issue goes. Can Shuri hold her own? Can she handle herself? Is T'Challa going to have to come from another planet to save the day? This series has been really dope. Like, if you're sleeping on this series, wake up. buy issue number 4 this week. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. Now, this next book probably has no business on my pull list, but hey, why not? Why not? It's still Black History Month, at least it is while I record this. And so this series is What If Miles Morales, issue number 1. Now, remember, there was a couple of months ago, there was a variant cover with Miles Morales wearing like a Captain America inspired outfit. They were celebrating Miles's 10th anniversary, so they were putting him on like everybody's books. Well, somebody was like, hey, what if we made a series about that? So in this first issue, it's what if Miles Morales became Captain America. There's an issue where Miles is Hulk. There's an issue where Miles is Wolverine. It's going to be a fun little mini series, and you know, I'm down for the ride because it just looks ridiculous. Now, I can't lie. Every cover that I've seen looks better than the A cover. So it's going to be difficult for me to decide which one I'm getting. For now, I'll just say I'm getting the cover A, but you got a lot to choose from there. It's got a cover price of $3.99. Now, the last book on my Marvel Comics pull list this week, of course, is X-Men issue number 9. I've been thoroughly enjoying Jerry Dugan's X-Men. I love the last issue. We kind of got a reprise of the Sync and Laura, or, you know, X-23 sort of romance. Really cool, really cool. I love that we're picking up on things that Jonathan Hickman started. We're not just leaving his stuff by the wayside, but it doesn't feel as heady and as like hard to get into. So I've been loving this series, and on the cover, it seems like we are going to be revisiting another thread left open by Jonathan Hickman. We got the return of Nimrod on this cover, so stakes is high once again. X-Men number 9. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. And that's going to do it for my Marvel Comics. So this week, my Marvel Comics total, as long as I stick to the list, is just going to be $16. So we're already at $50. Let's see how far above budget this indie total brings us. So for the independent, the creator-owned, the smaller publishers, thankfully, there's only one book on my list, and that is The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue number 34. Now, The Walking Dead Deluxe, written by Robert Kirkman, of course. I have been picking this up because I never read the original Walking Dead series. The Walking Dead Deluxe collects all the original issues, but this time in full color on deluxe cardstock covers with like letters pages and behind the scenes features. Really dope stuff. If you're a Walking Dead like super fan, you should grab this. If you've never read The Walking Dead, you should try to pick up some of these back issues. I think color is a great way to experience a zombie book. Wouldn't you agree? So issue 34 is out this week. One more for the collection. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A by David Finch. And that's it for the indie comics. So my independent creator-owned titles are going to cost me $4 this week. Not bad, Kicks. Not bad. You did well, sir. So my grand total before taxes, as well as my 10% subscriber discount, is just going to be $54. So all said and done, I'm going to be paying like pretty much right at $50 for my books this week. That's a win. I'm excited. How many weeks am I going to go do like one book over the limit and just justify it with this discount? I don't know. What's on your list this week? There are a lot of cool number ones or cool stories out this week. Probably the most notable of them being Trial of the Amazons number 1. That's out this week. I'm going to sit that event out. I'll probably grab a hardcover later on next year whenever they release it. But I just don't need that many books on the pull list. And I wasn't reading Wonder Woman to begin with. But yeah, what's on your pull list this week? What books have you decided, look, I'm not grabbing any more issues of this? Have you fallen off the Amazing Spider-Man bandwagon? Did you stop buying Detective Comics? Let me know. I didn't have the willpower, but let me know. Now, if you're looking for a full list of every book that's coming out this week, I suggest you go to my website, comicsaredope.com. We post the updated list every Sunday evening, and it goes live right before this video goes live. So you can click the link in the description below. I hope to talk to you soon. I hope you saw something you liked in this video. And if not, hey, that's cool. Because you can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others. Because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.